All right, we constantly are told, how bad, ketogenic diets, animal-based diets are. They're always ranked at the bottom consistently. They're always saying, try the Mediterranean, try the DASH diet, or, try a balanced diet or something like that. Well, there was a recent study out there that directly compared the so-called DASH diet, which stands for the Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. This diet is specifically designed to prevent or reduce hypertension. And they compared that particular diet in a randomized controlled trial to a low-carb ketogenic diet. And let's see what happens here, guys. So this study came out in the May-June issue of 2023's Annals of Family Medicine. They studied people with so-called triple comorbidity. So basically what they had was they were hypertensive or high blood pressure. They were either pre-diabetic or diabetic, and they were either overweight or obese, right? So this is, you can imagine how many people fit in that category. There's a whole bunch of them there. So again, they're comparing this very low carb diet to the so-called DASH diet. Now remember, in the United States, 47%, nearly 1 in 2 people in the United States that are adults have high blood pressure. 42%, almost 1 in 2, are obese. And 50% of us, believe it or not, are either diabetic or pre-diabetic. It is just amazing how many people have these conditions. So the intervention was on the low carb arm, it was 20 to 35 grams of non-fiber carbohydrates per day. So very low net carbohydrates. The goal was ketosis, so they tested it weekly. On the DASH diet, again, remember, they limited sodium to just 2,300 milligrams a day or less. The fat intake was 20 to 30% of the calories. And they also had psychosocial support, which was tested as a variable. So things they looked at were mindful eating, awareness of hunger to fullness, awareness of emotional eating, positive emotional focus, gratitude, and the results. So what are the results? So the very low carb diet, or the ketogenic diet, resulted in more improvement in these things than the DASH diet that was supposed to do it. So reductions in systolic blood pressure, very low carb diet did better. Reductions in A1C, better glucose control, more weight loss, all were features of the very low carb diet compared to the DASH diet, which is designed to eliminate or limit hypertension. So the DASH results were more dependent, the people that actually got some results on DASH were far more dependent on these emotional and psychosocial factors, whereas a very low-carb diet had results regardless if they had support or not. Clearly, a very low-carbohydrate diet in this particular randomized control trial was far superior to a DASH diet, which your doctor would be happy to go on and might be like,
oh, ketogenic diets are awful, right?
For those 3 conditions, hypertension, obesity, and diabetes, pre-diabetes, very low-carb diet was much, much better to the DASH diet. Salt is something that our bodies need. It is essential for life. We've often been told that salt is causing high blood pressure, but we repeatedly see, at least what I see all the time, is when people give up sugar and processed garbage, their blood pressure normalizes, and the salt intake doesn't seem to make a difference in that. So let me know if you've seen similar results yourself and how salt has impacted your blood pressure. If you've been able to give up the processed food, the garbage, go low carb, ketogenic, carnivore, or whatever. What you doing with your salt and what's happening with your blood pressure? It's interesting to see what direct observation is. We have it seems like a lot of direct observation that goes counter to some of these studies, and it's becoming interesting, and I think more and more apparent to all of us that, we may not have very good advice when it comes to nutrition. Anyway, guys, I'm Dr. Baker. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll talk to you soon.